one of the things that I know for a fact is that we have a lot of people in the room that obviously trade all types of markets. How many of you, type in a Y for yes, if you are currently trading the Forex market, you have an interest in the Forex market. All right, if you say no, you're not going to offend me. But I just, type in a Y for yes, just to kind of give me an idea. And you don't have to type in no. I just want to kind of get an idea of, for the most part, how many people we have that are trading the Forex, or you have an interest in learning about the Forex, okay? And awesome, we have a lot of you. Jason and Greg. Okay, Dennis, no problem, my friend, thank you. Jonathan and Ernest and many others, okay? So I don't want to sit here, we have like hundreds of people in the room, but I appreciate y'all letting me know. And so what I want to do right now is this. First thing I want you all to do is I want you to notice right out of the gate that this is right here. This is our ultimate charting software. This is proprietary to us here at MTI. This is the software that we do provide all of our students with here at MTI that do decide to enroll in our Ultimate Traders Package on Demand program. And the first thing I want you to notice is that what we have on the screen, we have we have 6 currency pairs up right now, right? We have 6 different currencies. And basically, what I want you to write down is these 6 pairs, okay? So what we're doing with the London Breakout strategy is we are utilizing these specific currency pairs. A lot of you are going to ask me, can we utilize other currency pairs? Honestly, if you want to, but I'm not going to teach it. I'm not going to endorse it. There's a specific reason why we do this specific strategy with specifically, okay, in specific regards to the Great British Pound. Now we have the Pound Aussie, we have the Pound Japanese Yen, we have the Pound against the Canadian, Pound New Zealand, Pound Swiss Franc, and the Pound US against the US dollar. So these are the 6 pairs we're going to be utilizing, and if you want to make things a little bit faster, if you notice that on your actual screen that mimics my screen, you should be able to see a little camera. If you hit that button, it will save a snapshot to your desktop. Just kind of a little heads up. Hey, Elaine is asking about brokers. Elaine, let me chat with you a little bit one-on-one regarding that a little bit later on. All right, I'll be more than happy to answer that question for you. So with that, let me go ahead, and the first thing I want to do is let's just go ahead and go with, we could honestly just go with any which one, but let's just pull up the pound Swiss right now, okay, for demonstration purposes. So what you'll notice on the screen is that we have the Pound Swiss. Now, one thing I want you to understand about the market, and I want everybody to make really good note of this, is that the market is going to move in a wave-like pattern. Whether you want it to or not, whether you like it or not, whether you trade it or not, it's going to move in waves similar to this. Lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs. And then it's going to form higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, and higher lows. And the one thing that I absolutely love about the market is that, all right, what goes up must come down, and what goes down must come up. Everybody agree with me on that? So what I want to do right now is go to a blank part of the screen. I want to teach you the strategy, all right, and then we're going to go ahead and apply to the actual charts. Now, one of the things that I want everybody to understand is that the neat thing about this market that I absolutely love is that the market, as I mentioned before, one thing about the Forex market specifically, okay, is that you only have 2 options. I don't know how many of you are aware of that, but you can either only buy or sell the market. Type in a Y for yes if you're already aware of that, right? You can either buy or sell. You don't have many options out there. That's it. You're either buying the market or you're selling the market, and that is it. End of story, right? So what the market's going to do every single day, the market's going to form what you call a high and or a low 2 times a day. Now, some of you might argue that it's going to provide you with more than that. Yeah, you could be right, but for the most part, there's 2 specific high and lows that are going to form 2 times a day within a specific time frame. Now, the first high or low of the day, all right, this is going to form anywhere between 2 a.m., all right, and 5 a.m. If you're taking notes, hopefully you want to write that down. Between 2 a.m. and 5 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, all right, and then the second high or low of the day, that is going to form anywhere between the hours of 8 a.m., excuse me, and 2 p.m. Now, how many of you agree with me that the first high or low of the day between 2 and 5 is going to be much easier to find than the second high or low of the day between 8 and 2? Okay, so you're looking at what? Just a 3-hour gap opposed to what? A 6-hour gap? And so what we're going to do is we are going to focus in specifically on the first high or low of the day right here between the hours of 2 a.m. and 5 a.m. Now, I want you to write this down. Write down 3 a.m., okay? Because 3 a.m. is the actual candle that we are going to be focused on for every trade that we do in fact place, okay? Now, I said before that you have a 50-50 chance of being right or being wrong just by simply guessing, right? So if you guess I'm not telling you to do this, but if you guess, you have a 50-50 chance of being right or being wrong just by simply guessing, which means that if you add a decent strategy to the mix, how many of you agree that the percentage, the likelihood, right, the favor is going to fall highly in your favor? Everybody agree with me on that? Now, another thing I want you to write down is ADT, okay, or I'll type it out for you. But basically what this is you got to understand that the market's going to provide you with something known as an average daily trading range. And this is what we can expect the market to move on a daily basis. And that can be anywhere between, let's just put 50 pips, all right, anywhere from 50 pips to, say 200 pips, all right? Everybody with me on that? So that's what we can expect the market to do. Every single day, move within that many pips. Now, understand this. With this specific strategy, we are going to be focused in. We're going to be going after a minimum, all right, of 50 pips on every trade we place. Now, listen carefully. It could be more, but we're going to be going after a minimum of 50 pips, all right? Is everybody with me so far? Everybody good? All right, now, the next thing I want to talk about is investment. A lot of you are going to ask and wonder, well, how much money can we expect to make? And honestly, that's going to depend on several things. Now, in the Forex market, folks, I want you to write this down. There are 3 major lot sizes, all right, traded in the Forex market. Depending on your investment, that will, in fact, determine what your ROI will be. So let's talk about the first one, the first basic lot size that you can trade. And let me just go ahead and move this down here so that you can see it nice and clear, okay? So the first basic lot size you can trade, this is actually known as a micro lot. A micro lot is a $20 investment, and 1 pip is going to be worth 10 cents. The second lot size available to you, this is known as a mini lot. A mini lot is a $200 investment, and 1 pip is worth $1. And then finally, you have the largest lot size available to you. This is known as a standard lot. All right, a standard lot is a $2,000 investment, and 1 pip is going to be worth $10. All right, now, if I tell you that we just captured 50 pips and we're trading a standard lot, who can tell me how much money would that equate to? And listen, I'm not getting into details on broker fees, spreads, or anything like that. I'm keeping it very simple, all right? But how many of you can tell me what does 50 pips equate to if you're trading a standard lot? Yeah, that equates to $500 US, right? Without getting into the details of broker fees, fees, spreads, margins, or anything like that. Now, 2 things I want you to know, because I'm ready to move on into the strategy, but understand this, everybody can get this leverage, okay? They don't hand select people. I mean, everybody can get it. You don't need a loan from the bank. You don't need to have good credit. It's how brokers operate, and we get to take advantage of it. And the second thing I want you to know is that if you have a losing trade in the Forex market, your risk is defined ahead of time. So you have upfront defined risk, which is an amazing thing, all right, because once again, the broker's not going to allow you to infringe upon their money, so they're just going to simply close you out of the trade. Does that make sense? All right, so what are some takeaways, folks? Real quick, let's just use the orange arrow here. We're going to focus in on the 3 a.m. candle. We're going to be going after a minimum of 50 pips. Could be more, but it won't be less. And I'm going to be using a standard lot as the example as we move along. All right? So do me a favor. I'm going to clean this up. Let's move on. Type in a Y for yes. If you're with me, you're good. Is everybody with me so far? All right? Awesome. And listen, I know I'm talking a little bit quickly, and I do apologize, but we got to make the most of the 45 minutes, all right? So let's go ahead, and I'm going to literally delete everything on my screen. Let's go back to the charts, and let's just backtrack the market just a little bit here, and I want to just quickly give you an example of something, all right? So if I back the market up, you notice the market was, in fact, in a downtrend, right? Everybody with me on that? All right, now, what I want to do is I want to just go ahead and quickly just kind of give you all an example on something. Does everybody see this dark blue candle right here? Type in a Y for yes if everybody sees that. Look how it lights up red, and I want everyone to look at the little box of information that appears. Can everyone type in the time that you see? Does everyone see 3 a.m.? Because remember, we're focusing on the 3 a.m. candle, right? Well, what happens at the 3 a.m. candle? Does the market create a directional push down towards the south, yes or no? Everybody see that? So right at 3 a.m., you notice the market actually moves in a downward manner, right? And so once again, what I'm doing right now is just kind of painting the picture for all of you to understand why we focus in on the 3 a.m. candle, because at the 3 a.m. candles when we can expect the market to create a directional push up towards the north or down towards the south, because typically what the market's going to do at that time is actually move in one direction or the other, And then throughout the day, it's obviously, has a much higher percentage chance of actually just fluctuating throughout the day. I can literally go on and on and on and just go to, there's another 3 a.m. You notice a directional push down towards the south. All right, so once again, if you take a look right here, does everybody see that? All right, now, if I go ahead and measure pips, take a look here, notice the market moved, all right, 54 pips in a matter of 3 hours. The market moved 95 pips, which is $950 at a standard lot, in a matter of 5 hours. Over here, the market moved in a matter of 8 hours, almost 90 pips. Y'all see where I'm going with this? All right, so does everybody understand that? Does everybody understand why? And by the way, I'm not taking an hour out to explain to you why the banks do what they do. Why does that happen at 3 a.m.? I'll be more than happy to answer those details for you later on if you'd like one-on-one if we have some extra time. But let's get into the strategy at hand, and let's make things happen, all right? So what I want to do is I want to back this up. I want to go, obviously, as live as we can, and I want to back this up to the last 3 a.m. candle, all right, which is going to, of course, be right here. Now, type in a Y for yes if everybody does, in fact, see. Can you all confirm for me? All right, does everybody confirm that this is a 3 a.m. candle? Everybody see that? This was literally yesterday. It's the most recent we can go right now, all right? So we notice we have a 3 a.m. candle. Now, I want you to pay very close attention to the setup here because this is never going to change. This is going to be the same thing over and over and over and over again, all right? So first thing we're going to do, the moment we identify a 3 a.m. candle, folks, is we're going to go ahead and set ourselves up. Now, how do we set ourselves up? Well, I'm going to grab 2 horizontal lines, all right? And I'm going to basically, what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to place these horizontal lines. I'm going to place 2 horizontal lines on the screen. Now, the first horizontal line, folks, all right, we're going to place this horizontal line. I want you to pay very close attention to what I'm about to explain to you. The first horizontal line, we're going to actually place plus 10 pips above the candlestick wick high. So once again, let's move this up 10 pips. And that is going to lead us to right here, all right? And I'm looking at the numbers on the right-hand side of the screen. Now, does everybody see that? Type in a Y for yes if everybody sees how we and why we move 10 pips. So if I measure from the candlestick wick high and I measure up to that line, you will, in fact, obviously notice that we are at 10 pips, right? Everybody with me on that? All right, now, excuse me. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to place an entry sell. Now, an entry sell, all right, this is the second line I'm going to place. This is going to be, and like I said, this is never going to change. It's going to be the same thing over and over again. The entry sell is going to be minus 5 pips below the candlestick wick low. So let's move this down 5 pips. Right there. And once again, we now have our 2 horizontal lines. Now, for the sake of simplicity and understanding, I'm going to type this out. The first line, as I mentioned before, is our entry buy. Our entry buy is going to be plus 10 pips above the candlestick wick high. The second line is going to be our entry sell. Our entry sell is going to be minus 5 pips below the candlestick wick low. All right? This is never going to change. Same thing every single time. All right? Is everybody with me so far regarding this? Yes? All right. Good deal. Now, next thing we're going to do, all right? We are not officially in the market. You have to understand, folks, that these are nothing more than pending orders, all right? We're not buying yet. We're not selling yet. These are nothing more than pending orders, and what I am doing is I am now simply waiting for the market, all right, to cross into one of my zones, which will then, of course, allow me to identify if I'm going to buy or sell the market. So as I advance the market forward, all right, let me ask you a question. Did we cross into our entry buy or our entry sell? Who can tell me? The market crossed into our entry sell, right? So this right here, folks, is going to be the determining factor on if we're buying or selling. So obviously right here, we are looking to what? We are looking to sell the market. Now, next thing I'm going to do, I want you to pay close attention to this, all right? We are going to delete our entry buy. That was a pending order, all right? The entry sell is now going to officially become what you call a market sell. All right, now, we need to determine our risk and reward, right? So one thing we're going to do, folks, is the right out of the gate, what I'm going to do is I am going to set up my stop. Now, understand this. If we are looking, all right, If we are looking to sell the market, our stop is going to be, listen carefully, plus 5 pips above the 3 a.m. candlestick wick high. So we're going to move this up 5 pips, all right? That's going to lead us to right there. Let me go ahead and change the color of this candle to red. And if you don't know what a stop is, understand that a stop is designed to protect you, all right? So if you buy and the market goes down, it's going to stop you out. If you sell, the market goes up, it's going to stop you out. So once again, the stop is going to be plus 5 pips above the 3 a.m. wick high, all right? So do me a favor before I move on, all right? Is everybody with me so far? Let me get a Y for yes. And by the way, understand this, folks, that we're going to get into the details, all right, of all this and the sessions, the class we're going to get you into. So don't worry. If there's one thing that you don't understand, please do not get caught up on one thing that's going to set you back from really just kind of understanding, all right? All right, so next thing, what we're going to do is we're going to measure our risk. So how many pips are we risking? Who can tell me? Top left-hand side. Top left-hand side, you're going to see 4 lines of data. I want you to look at the 3rd line down where it says 40.3. Everybody see that? Good job, Jason. Everybody else? Awesome job. So we are risking 40 pips. I want you, once again, look at the top left-hand side. Does everybody see the 4 lines of information? Everyone see that? Look at the 3rd line down where it says range with pips and parentheses. All right. So once again, we are risking 40 pips, but remember what I said before? We're going after a minimum of how many pips? 50 pips. Y'all remember that? So now here's the thing. If my risk is greater than 50, I'm going to go after whatever my risk is. But if it's less than 50, I'm going to go after a minimum of 50 pips. So let's measure down to 50 pips. All right. That's going to bring us to 1.37132. So 37132. Right there, all right? Now, if you take a look, folks, once again, all right, we are now looking to capture 50 pips profit, right? Everybody with me so far? So what I'm going to do is let's go ahead and put out right here. I'm going to type out what's my target. My target is plus 50 pips potential, right? Or $500 US profit. Now, remember, okay? We're set up, we're good, we are now living our life doing what we want to do. Typically at this time, you're probably going back to bed, right? But there's no reason to stare at the charts, worry, freak out. There's nothing wrong with going back to bed. You've set yourself up, you're living your life, and we're going to wait for the market to take its course. Now, folks, did the market fulfill its target, yes or no? Type in a Y for yes if the market did in fact fulfill its target within 2 hours later. 2 hours later, did the market hit our target? It did, right? So if you take a look, how many of you can tell me how many hours did it take? It took 2 hours to fulfill itself. It took 3 hours since the 3 a.m. candle, right? So within 3 hours, really 2, but we're going to call it 3. Within 3 hours, we've hit our target. We are now up 50 pips. So that potential target is now an official target. So we're up 50 pips or $500 US profit in 3 hours. All right. Now, type in a Y for yes if you would be pretty excited about that, if you'd be pretty pleased, and how many of you would find a lot of value in that if you were able to honestly do that. And once again, this was yesterday. All right. This was yesterday morning, 3 a.m. So once again, that's the deal. Some people are done for the day. Okay. Now, next thing I'm going to do, let's go ahead and pull up another one. I'm going to leave this right here for you. All right. I'm going to leave that right there for everybody to, oops, that's the stop. Okay. So we'll leave that. As a matter of fact, let me make this a little bit easier for you. There we go. Okay. So we'll leave that right there. Now, next one. All right. Let's just go with any which one. You tell me which one would y'all like to see. All right. Somebody says pound yen. All right. So pound yen. Let's go ahead and back this up. Let's back this up to the 3 a.m. candle. And there we go. Okay. So once again, are we at the 3 a.m. candle? Yes or no? Everybody with me so far? All right. So once again, we have the 3 a.m. candle. And by the way, because it's redundant, I want to go through this one a little bit quicker. But like I said, it's the same thing every single time. So what's the first 2 things we're going to do? Who can tell me? We have to set up our entry buy. Our entry buy is going to be plus 10 pips. above the 3 a.m. wick high, correct? And then we're going to set up another one. And the second one is going to be our entry sell. Entry sell is going to be minus 5 pips. Good job. Below the 3 a.m. wick low. Okay, so once again, that's the deal. Let's go ahead and set ourselves up. And how many of you are starting to kind of get the hang of this? Obviously, you have questions, right? Obviously, you have questions. I understand that, folks. But even though there's things you need to learn, do you believe this is something that you can learn? And eventually, when you learn it, do you believe this is something that you can apply and really enjoy? Now, watch this. Let's move this up 10 pips. All right, and I'm going to confirm that as well. Let's move this down 5 pips. Down there. And now let me go ahead and grab my ruler tool. Let's just confirm. All right, that is in fact 10 pips. That is in fact 5 pips. Okay, did the market cross into our entry buy or our entry sell? All right, good stuff, right? So once again, hey Steve, I will go back and read that, my friend. I promise you, okay? All right. All right, so once again, and by the way, how many of you understand, type in a Y for yes if you all realize that I am literally going back to yesterday. Does everybody understand that? I just want you to notice, folks, that I'm not necessarily going back and hand selecting certain dates that are great, and I'm not telling you that every winner, that every trade is going to be a winner. Okay, I would be lying to you if I told you that. That is not the case. If there was a loser, you would be seeing a loser. I just want you to know I'm simply going back one day and showing you what happened yesterday. That's it, all right? Now, we know that we're in the entry sell, correct? So once again, we know that we are looking to sell the market. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to delete our entry buy. Our entry sell now becomes our market sell, correct? Now, what's the next thing we're going to do? Remember, okay, there's the 3 a.m. candle, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to set up our stop. We're going to place our stop plus 5 pips above the 3 a.m. wick high. So that's going to bring us to right here. Let me go ahead and make this a little bit easier on the eyes. Let's change this to red. There's our stop, folks. Now we're going to measure our risk. How many pips are we risking? Who can tell me? All right, can somebody type in how many pips are we risking? I want you to look at the top left-hand side. All right, everyone should be typing in about 80, right? I had it at 79, now it's at 80. All right, so about 80 pips, top left-hand side, right? So we're looking to go after how many pips? Everyone remember what I said earlier? We're going after whatever number of pips, whatever our risk is. Exactly, Jason, you nailed it, my friend. So if the risk is less than 50, we're going after a minimum 50. If it's greater than 50, we're going after the risk. So we're going after 80 pips. We're going to bring this down 80 pips. That's going to bring us to 159.91187. So 91187. And, all right, so once again, what we can do, by the way, excuse me, I'm going to go ahead and just simply, I want to just obviously confirm this real quick. All right, so once again, if we measure pips, there we go. We're basically right on point, right? So this is now going to be the target. So what I'm going to do is let's go ahead and I'm going to increase the size of that. And let's go ahead and just put in right here that our target is plus 80 pips potential. So we're living our life, doing our thing, correct? We have our stop set. We have everything set up. We're living our life, doing our thing. Folks, did the market fulfill our target? Yes or no? Did the market, all right, take a look carefully. Remember, we're on a 1 hour time frame. Did the market within 1, 2, 3 hours, did it fulfill our target? Yes or no? It did, right? So once again, that 80 pips potential is now a plus 80 pips profit. That will equate to $800 US profit at a standard lot, and we did that in 3 hours. Now, folks, I'm looking at the time. We got about 10 minutes left. How many of you are starting to understand for the most part? Yes, you have questions. I respect that. But do you understand why we're doing what we're doing now? Because a lot of people say, I can't tell you how many times I hear people say, oh my gosh, I don't want to wake up at that time. Let's be honest with ourselves. How many of you, type in Y for yes, if you would be willing to wake up at this time to set yourself up, go back to bed, if this is what the potential you're looking at, all right? And like I said, I'm not saying every trade's a winner every single day. As a matter of fact, you notice the pound is obviously in a downtrend with the majority of these crosses. They're not always like that. The pound Aussie could be down, the pound CAD could be up, right? It just depends. Now, I'm not going to go through the details like I just did on each one, but let me just go ahead and show you real quickly, and I want you to use your spatial intelligence to determine something, okay? Type in a Y for yes, please. If you do, in fact, agree with me, was this a winner, yes or no? Just based on what you're looking at, based on simply what you're looking at, without even getting into details, was this a winner, yes or no? It was, right? So obviously, notice it was a market sell. We obviously know that we fulfilled our target. Now, it could have been more than 50 pips, but you know what? A minimum, we know we're up 50 pips, so $500 US profit. And as a matter of fact, I almost wish, I kid you not, I almost wish that we have a loser so that I could show you that not every trade's a winner, okay? But understand that, you know, once again, this was, you know, in a matter of, it looks like in a matter of 3 hours, once again, all right, this is what we're looking at. And now let me do this. All right, without getting into the details once again, if I pull up the, I don't know, let's just go with the pound Aussie. Yes, let me ask you, was this a winner or a loser? Once again, okay, that was a winner, right? Now, once again, I will remind you, not every trade is a winner, right? But if this is just yesterday, right? If the majority were losers, that's what you'd be seeing. But once again, this is what happened yesterday. So that is another plus 50 pips or $500 US profit at minimum, okay, at a minimum. So with that being said, I got to make the most of the last, 10 minutes that I have. Type in a Y for yes if you're enjoying what you're seeing so far, okay? Yes, you have questions. Yes, I understand that there's certain things that maybe you don't understand. Maybe there's certain questions you have. I highly respect that. But are you with me so far, and are you starting to understand why we get so excited about the market, the potential that's available, and why certain strategies are honed in on certain things, once again, i.e. the London breakout, because of what the market does at that time in the morning, all right? Now, with that, did we capture, all right, once again, if we just quickly kind of do the math on this, I mean, literally, forget all of the, forget all of the, trades available to you. Let's just go ahead and add up just the 4 that we did. All right, are we up 500 plus 800 plus 500 plus 500? Did I show you $2,300 captured in a matter of, 3-4 hours, yes or no? All right, and like I said, everyone is going to vary, but how many of you would like the ability to plug into, about, a handful of sessions on a monthly basis, that are literally not 30, 40 minutes long, but we're talking about 3-4 hour sessions where you're learning, and how many of you would like the ability to learn not only this strategy, but this is one of several strategies that you're going to learn that are this mind-blowing and that literally have this type of potential. So if we advance forward, folks, I want you to know that at the end of the day, I'm a big advocate that believes that I want to see results, okay? You could be a great talker, whatever. I want results. I want to see what it's been able to produce. And for those of you that want backtest result, well, you can't, I'm not going to say backtest because that's really relatable. That relates more so to automation and systems. But if you go back and kind of do the history on this, it'll blow your mind, folks. I'm not saying 1 week or 2 weeks. I'm saying go back for a year. If you go back and look at track records, and once again, this is Thomas, as I made $4,500 in my first week. Now, if you're wondering, well, how did he make so much money? Well, once again, folks, understand this. We're going to be teaching you more than one strategy. This London breakout is just what I hand-selected to show you for the sake of this 45-minute demonstration and presentation. Peter Cook, this is actually relating specifically to the strategy. He says, I did Josh's pound Aussie. It took me to the limit. Just as Josh said, I did not move my stop or fill with the plan. I just bought, set my stop limit, left it alone, and now was spot on, good for 80 pips or $800 US at a standard lot. Travis says still long on the pound CAD, up almost 700 pips, $7,000 US once again at a standard lot. But understand this, folks. Keep in mind, this is not just relating to the London breakout. Okay, this is obviously utilizing other strategies as well. So once again, we are here to show you results, folks. And I'm going to ask you this. Type in a Y for yes if you believe, if you found this easy to follow, if you thought it was easy to obey, if you thought it was easy to do, and if you believe this is something that you can learn, you can apply, especially with when all your questions are answered, when we have more time together where we're not kind of rushed, right? And so as we move along, understand that Josh is just one instructor you're going to have, one of several, that are literally the best in the industry, folks, that are in magazines, and I mean literally known all around the globe. Some of you probably already know who he is, but I can go on and on. Samson says, here are my trades from today, and he goes ahead and he posts 328 pips. Bobby, I love this. He says, thanks to MTI for helping me and so many others to become successful traders. Here's my reward to myself for having my first 1,500 pip week. Okay, and he buys a new vehicle. So with that, here's what we're doing for all of you today, okay? I want to go ahead and I will get into the details of the exclusive club that we're going to allow y'all to plug into. But before I do that, I want to just go ahead and show you how to get involved right now so that, you know, we're not really, you know, some of you are saying, look, how do I get involved? What is it? I will talk about the details of the exclusive club we're going to get you into. But let me just show you how to get involved right now, okay? Typically, for 1 month, all right, for 1 month, 8 live market sessions, 3 to 4 hours each, you learn multiple strategies that you can apply for the rest of your life, all right? Your risk-free investment is just $297. That's it, okay? That's all. Literally, for the things you're going to learn that you're going to be able to apply for the rest of your life. But for those of you that are here, it's a Saturday, all right? We're doing something very, very special for you. I told you it's going to be less than what it costs to go to a lunch. Some of you were saying that, going, man, that's like a nice steak dinner, right? Well, how many of you would like to get involved for just $27? That's it, for your first 30 days of membership. So you have the first 30 days to get involved. Everything we talked about, not excluding one thing, okay? And I'm going to get into the details next here in the few minutes that I have remaining. But if you want to continue on, it's just going to be $147 every month thereafter. But here's the cool thing. You can cancel at any time. You're not committing to more than 1 month at a time. And not only that, but guess what? We're also going to give you 100% 30-day money-back guarantee. I actually thought it was a joke, to be honest with you, when they said 100% money-back guarantee. I thought they were joking with me because I was like, dude, it's $27. And they're like, yeah, we know, but we're still going to give them 100% 30-day money back. So if on day 29 you're like, not for me, we'll give you your $27 back. I just sent everybody the link. If everybody can please, can everyone just click that link for me, please, and confirm for me that you see it just fine? All right. Hey, Ardian, I don't know what you're referring to. There is none, literally, okay? Because what we're going to do is we know that you're going to obviously find the value, all right? And we obviously want to show you what you have your hands on. So if everybody can just click that link, just type in a yes if the link appears. Let me know if it pops up accordingly as it should for the $27 promotion. And folks, I want you to keep in mind that we've been around for 22 years, okay? We have over 30,000 students and clients. You know what I mean? We don't do this stuff we do this because how do you think we get to 30,000 students? So once again, 30-day money-back guarantee. Now, here's the thing. Let's get into the details of it. I got about 3-4 minutes left. In these sessions, for the 30 days, you're going to get 8 live market online Forex sessions per month, all right, with 2 of MTI's incredible analysts. Now, in these bi-monthly live market online sessions, you're going to learn directly from our pros how you could potentially mimic their Forex success. You're going to learn how to avoid making costly mistakes. You're not just going to learn the London breakout. You're going to learn multiple strategies that are going to allow you to literally hold on to those for the rest of your life and apply them day in and day out forever, okay, that are never going to change. Discover ROI boosting strategies. Pick their brain live Q&A sessions. You're also going to get 1 Forex market preview video each week. So you're going to gain exclusive access to the market analysis that they do on a weekly basis, the scenarios they're looking to take advantage of. These will include email reminders each week. If you, for whatever reason, are late or you can't attend it, we'll send you the link. Don't worry about it. Everything is recorded, so you have recorded replays plus ongoing access to professional trader Josh. All right, each of these sessions, like I said, will be recorded, available to you. And like I said, folks, they're going to literally trade live in front of you. Now, here's the kicker, okay? This is what's pretty funny, believe it or not. You're going to get 4 bonuses today for getting involved for $27. Bonus 1 is 30 days free of MTI's Analyst On Demand service. This is basically where every day you're going to be able to plug into an exclusive room and literally you have analysts telling you, giving to you on a silver platter what they're trading, what they're doing, giving it to you on a silver platter, saying, look, here, this is what we're trading. You can actually run any trade by them. They'll analyze it with you, and you never even almost have to think. I mean, it's pretty funny. They're telling you what they're trading, where to get in, where to get out, and how many pips you could expect to make. You're also going to get, number 2, an introduction to currency trading, 4 Forex lessons by MTI. You're going to also get a profit plan consultation call and also an ebook, which is, my gosh, worth, over 20 bucks in its own right, 10 Keys to Successful Forex Trading ebook by Jared Martinez. All right, so once again, folks, a 30-day 100% money back guarantee. I got about 1 minute left, so as I move along, folks, Jason Stewart says 352 pips in 7 days, not too bad, and I think y'all get the picture, right? All right, so with that, do me a favor. Type in a Y for yes, or type in the word me. If you are taking action, if you're moving forward, and if you're going to give this a shot for 30 days, risk-free. All right. Hey, Paul, by the way, Paul, it is, once again, it's 27 bucks for your first 30 days. There's no catch. I mean, that's it. I mean, literally, that's it. It's 27 bucks for your first 30 days. Remember, folks, we've been around for 22 years, over 30,000 students. I mean, this is as real as it gets. If you want to continue, it's 140. Whoa, sorry about that, folks. I have no clue what that noise just was. But anyways, yeah, so anyways, it's 147 bucks every month thereafter, but you're not committing to anything except 1 month. Does that make sense? It's completely up to you. So what I'm going to do right now, folks, is I am going to, I got about 1 minute left. So let me go ahead and I want to do one thing, all right? I'm going to literally, I'm pulling up that link just to show you what you're going to see. This is what you should see, folks. All right, live market trading. This is a promotion, so this will end, by the way. Just some of you might be wondering. You'll notice that we're seen on all these different things, all this credibility. I mean, you can go on and on and on, all right? So, oh, by the way, I take that back. As a matter of fact, I don't know who said it, but you're right. They did drop it. They actually dropped it, folks, to $87 every month thereafter. So forget the 147. I wasn't even aware of that. They've actually dropped it from 147 to 87, which is pretty funny. Whoever said that, thank you. There you go. So that's it, every month thereafter. But for your first, this is 20.